Hi everyone. If you're watching this stream, thanks for being here. It's not some production tonight, just a space to unwind, talk a bit, and to code. I've been going through some changes, lost someone I thought I'd build life with. But I'm not here to badmouth or dwell in pain. I'm here because I'm starting to make peace with the situation. I got a camper by the ocean hoping it'd help us both heal. It didn't work out, but what I got instead was space, clarity, a slow return to myself. So tonight's stream is about perseverance and persistence, a quiet rebuilding. Thanks for being part of that, even just for listening. All right. So what I want to work on today, if you take a look at well, let's just explain what's going on here if you've never seen this before. What we have is we have at the very top of the screen on YouTube, that is my coding environment. It's also shown YouTube. The third part of the screen is Kynto. It's an avatar chat driven by you. It's literally fed by the YouTube live chat. And then the bottom part of the screen is obviously my desk, and it's got me in it as well. So what I'm going to do, I'll show this as I typically do. We're going to pull over Kynto. I'm going to grab the video ID. Every YouTube stream, every YouTube video gets a unique video ID, which is good because they have an API which lets us fetch comments. We're going to go into Kynto, which is what this is here. I'm logged in on another computer, my development computer. We're going to enter in the video ID. I'm going to set a polling duration of 5 seconds, which is 5,000 milliseconds. Then I'm going to click start polling. As you can see here, it's active. So anyone that chats with us tonight tends to be pretty quiet on a Friday night or early Saturday morning where I am. Really, with the global nature of YouTube, you have no idea where anyone's from. So all I can do is speak from my perspective, but we're up. System is live. What we're going to do, all right. So when you click an avatar in Kynto, avatars can be driven from the app. It could be someone from their phone, it could be someone on the website, or it could even be an avatar from YouTube. Well, when you tap an avatar, you get this little display area up here that tells you their username, their motto or description, and shows their avatar picture. It doesn't always look great. Like if I click this user right here, my streaming user, you can see it doesn't even show the username. Let me do that on the screen as well. So what I'm going to do is basically clean up that little display panel. We're working in React as usual. There's a bunch of different technologies this system is composed in, but the UI itself is composed to React. As we're doing that, I'll probably go quiet for a bit and probably just talk about what's on my mind. Okay, so what we're looking for, usually, there's a lot of different classes and components in the system, so bear with me as I reassociate with what's going on here. Got a pretty full weekend planned. It's my birthday on Monday. I did decide to take a day off, so it's been difficult to get time off of work. Lots of deadlines and not enough time to do much. But I'm relatively caught up at work now, so that's good. I even did a stream the other day where I streamed working on some work stuff, but I did it off hours. It was before the day started. Didn't show any code, so I think that should be just fine. All right, so we're looking for the UI project, which is in here. In our components folder. And then we're looking for user. Where are you? Maybe it's in the room. Nope. Inspector.js, that's it. Okay, so that's the component I'm looking for. Looks like this is still a class-based component, so at some point I'll have to convert it to be a functional component. It basically means I control the state via dependency injection, and it's just a wee bit less buggy to work with. Let me pull up my local environment. So to do that, I just load my local IP on the LAN, boost everything up. Here's my inspector area. Let's see if we can make this a wee window. 2:22 AM, look at that. All right, I think that should work. The first thing I want to do is figure out what properties I want to display in here. So we have some actions. I forget, for you guys to be able to see it, I need to do it on this screen. So we have some actions in there. You can trigger calls. If it's your user, you can click wardrobe. There's some things I have to fix in there. You can also dance. Let's just start by adding the jump command, because I did code that. So let's do that now. We'll start typing our method, handle jump. We don't have to respond to any events beyond that. And then we will emit I think it's going to be a server event. I'll take a quick look. And I think it's an avatar update. And we're going to pass in a property. I think it's jump. Set that to true. Then we need to go and add a drop-down item for that. And we have to make sure that it's our avatar we're clicking. So to do that, we just check Kynto is self, and then we pass in the avatar ID. So I'm just going to go ahead, do that now. We could just copy and paste it, but it's cathartic to type. The living room's mostly clear. A lot of boxing, a lot of careful boxing. So that's nice. There's still a lot of work to do though. And I got rid of the washing machine that was broken in the garage, so there's some room to work out there, which is good. My goal is to be able to park my car in the garage. I don't necessarily like broadcasting to everyone when I'm home or not. Okay, drop down item type, and then the label is just a title. We'll go ahead and localize that. Provide a key, and we'll provide a default value. Done. Okay, let me go ahead and take a look at what the actual command is supposed to be. So to do that, I think we'll go to map.js. So is there just a command? Yeah, so it's a move user command. Okay, got it. So let's go change that. So we want to scroll down to handle jump. We want to make that a move user command because the jump is a type of user movement. And instead of jump, it's jumping. Then we'll go ahead and reload. Do I have an error somewhere? What's going on here? Looks like we do. Unexpected token 432. Oh, we didn't close our check here. Let's go do that. Oh, still need to fix ESLint. All right, now we're safe for the reload. There we go. All the packets are coming in. We click this. We have a new property called jump. And I'm not jumping. So let's have a quick look what's going on there. I think it's Room.js on the server. Nope. It might be in chat. Because it's a command. Nope. Okay, we're just going to have to do a proper search here. Proper search. Because we've got two components. We've got the part where the game actually makes the user jump. And then we have the server, which tells the game to jump. We're communicating to the server. Okay. Yeah, we just have a function called jump. It looks like how we broadcast that. So let's go ahead and do that. Go back down to our jump handler. Clear this out. Kynto emit. This injects into the global event bus. I'm just going to fire a jump. And there's no properties to be passed. And we'll give it another reload. Click a user, bring up inspector, click the drop down, and there we go. We have a jumping character. And this is also a YouTube Live command. You can trigger that by just typing jump. As I said, I don't expect it to be too busy tonight, but I'll go ahead and just post the commands so they're in there. I'm always surprised. Right, commands posted. And you see when I typed that command, it created a new avatar on screen. That's because every YouTube live chatter gets their own avatar. They get their own clothing, they get their own color. So the message gets typed in a specific color. They also get a little lighting effect, and they also get a unique voice. So during some of the engaging streams I've had, it's been easier to tell people apart. Now we got that done, we can go back to looking at our layout, which is here in our render function. I might just do a tiny bit of cleanup so it's easier to refactor this. We're using React Bootstrap for our UI framework. I could just quickly show you some of the different components that are available to me. Stuff like alerts. What I'm going to be looking at is possibly tables. I don't think that looks too great. Let's see what else we've got. Possibly a list group. So I do plan on letting people share their social media links, websites if you still have such a thing. Some of us do. Okay. I like this. I like the ad. It's not a component, but it's just an ad. I like it. To do something like this, we just use a stack or rows and columns. One row with two columns here. 1/3 taken up for image, another 2/3 for the text. Which is similar to what I've already done. Let's see, we do have some actions. We will provide a nav. I don't think so. We're already using dropdown. Card? Possibly a card. I think we might do that. What we'll do is we will build the card as a functional component, and then we just pass in our properties via dependency injection. We'll call it avatar player card. Don't know why my voice was just broke. I'm turning 33 this week. Turn parentheses, Then we will import a card. Let's see what else we need to pull. I don't think we have to pull anything else. All right. Look at that. ESLint isn't working, so I'm doing all my indentation like it's 2008, which is probably around the time I started coding professionally. We do want an image, so we're gonna have to inject some properties here. Let's see, how am I doing it? Okay, so I just pass in the username with the avatar object. Where is data coming from? So
Coop Cooper says looking sharp with the shorter hair, code smiling face with sunglasses.
Appreciate you, buddy. It's my birthday, so birthday Monday, so I think I'm feeling a wee bit old. How are you doing? Okay. So we're just going to inject that. To inject a property, pass it in as a parameter, which we can receive like this. And then your card image. Probably zoom this in a bit. Quite a bit more actually. It's a wee bit better. Image source, or source, sorry. Actually, we can't do that because it's a custom component. Let's see. Avatar username. Put it in a card body. We also got to pull the username. We can put that in the card header.
Oh wow, happy birthday man.
Appreciate
Hope this
it.
year will be the best year of your life.
That would be good. That would be good. We'll be going to Scotland in a month or two, so we'll be doing some streaming over there. It'll definitely be interesting. I think I was there around this time last year as well, but I didn't stream. Okay, we also have to do card body. Oh, we already did that. Card text. And then we want the avatar description. Since this is an optional field, let's make sure it's defined first. To do that, we'll just check description.length. That way this card text only renders if there is a description. Let's scroll down and see if we're still in base here. Okay, it's signature. Okay. Looks like I do have to inject clothing items, so I'll go ahead and do that. Just copy this. Oh, where's my component? There it is. So signature, I have to paste this in. Then we have to update this. This is one of my favorite things about JavaScript modern times is the coalescing operator. It lets us code without typing as much. Before you'd have to have
Random
a bunch of...
123 joined Haunted Village.
Someone just hopped on, that's cool. I won't be able to go find them. because I'm doing a stream right now. Okay, render. We also have code to display the badges.
Random 123 join Steam Cube.
Uh-oh. Just mute this for a second.
Why is this haircut such an upgrade?
Appreciate that, Kurt. I never had long hair growing up. Never ever. But it happened. But I got it cut off. It was getting in my face when I was trying to like work around the house and stuff, and even when swimming. So don't want to have that. Speaking of which, be getting a quick swim tomorrow. I was in a motorcycle accident when I was 18 and I broke both my legs pretty severely. And swimming in warm water helps a lot. Cart text. Okay, so I was going to copy that badges component. Right. What will looping with that? I see. We'll just go ahead and pop that in. Truth behold, long hair gets you beat up in Scotland, so I think that's the main reason I cut it. I'm just kidding. Never got long hair. He lives over there. I never really felt comfortable with it. Just one of those things. Looks like we have to pull out all the drop-down actions, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. We'll make this another functional component. I'm not going to retype all this though. I'll just grab it. Oh. Something I've found when I don't know what to code or I can't just get focused, pick something really small. Something I've been wanting to do for a while, and just go, because there's no decisions to be made. It's just code. Got that in there. Let's tidy this up a little bit. Now we have to look for all instances of this, get rid of it. We have one here, this.props, we could replace with avatar ID. One up here. Have another one. More. I was lying, two more. A bunch more. Just hammer through this. Then, oh, that's right. To trigger all these actions as well. Huh. I'm just going to go all the way. React was created by Facebook. It's an incredibly popular UI framework, and there is other ones such as Vue, which I work with at work. However, React is definitely the most stable one I've found. It's also quite fast for what it is. They use it to compose Instagram, certain parts of the Facebook application, possibly WhatsApp. I couldn't confirm that. Funnily enough, it's been about 10 years, so I feel safe saying it, but years and years ago, I was sent the Instagram source code well before Facebook ever got it. All I ever did was study it, but I find that funny. And it's actually quite surprising how simple, at least the app layer of Instagram actually was at that time. I don't think they had anything like calling or anything like that in it then. Okay, I think we've got that mostly cleaned up. Now we need to go through and grab all our drop-down events and convert those over to arrow functions. They're called arrow functions because they literally have arrows in them. We'll just copy our block and then take it. None of these have any properties injected into them other than a couple. So what we might do is separate them from the component so they're exportable. That way, when I have to trigger these actions in the future, I don't have to create more wrapper functions. So that's what we'll do. Scroll up here, paste it. If you're lazy, you could use AI to just take your existing code and do all this for you. And there's times where that's appropriate, but not tonight. Oops. What is it? What am I forgetting? There we go. I've been programming in JavaScript for 22 years now, which is insane. And I still get tripped up with syntax at times. So we're just running through these class component handler functions and converting them to standalone arrow functions. I like arrow functions. You don't have to bind context to it. Just inject it. Lovely. So this is just a empty handler. We'll leave it for now. I'm not too sure how many folks are listening right now. I'm just hammering through this, but if you are, please drop a like. It's fun when we can get other coders in here. It's actually really fun. Handle click. I like using destructuring. That's essentially using name parameters over just like incremented parameters where they're just passed in via list. Prefer it. Keep going here. We're getting to the end. Looks like we just have one parameter to pass in here again, which will be ID. Which is the avatar ID. So we can get rid of this, use shorthand. And we have blocking. Funny thing, when I was working on getting this application on app stores, since it's treated as a social media, Apple and Google wouldn't allow it unless I put blocking and all sorts of stuff in it. And that is important. Like, You don't want to get harassed. But it's not the first thing I'd think about coding. Looks like we need an avatar injected in here. Go ahead and do that. I'm not sure why I'm sending all the properties, but it's funny because I'm working with code that I've been writing over the course of three or so years, maybe 4. Constantly building it, add new stuff, but also improving it. I do believe that pet projects makes you better at anything you do. So as a programmer, it's important to have one. I just picked something that's so big that I don't need to have any more. Okay, just blasted through that. Oh, one more of this. Go away. Okay, let's scroll up. Make sure we're looking good. Move this down. That looks good. Pop this here. All right. Excuse me. I hate this. Most of these handlers will just invoke directly. Some of them do have some properties injected, so let's just go ahead and organize them. That way I know what to work with. So we'll pop them at the bottom. Looks like they're already there. So handle user alert, let's deal with that first. It's not even used at this time. Okay, handle block. We're gonna do another arrow function. Then we're going to pass in avatar. Next one is handle report. So that's reporting a user to the administrator or moderator. It's going to be another arrow function. We're just injecting our avatar again. Scroll back up. I think that's it. Now we can trigger a drop down. Let's search for the old one. So that was in here. Copy these properties out. We're about to delete it. Delete it for good. It's gonna look so much nicer. Okay. Scroll up. Pop these in here. I'm going to inject avatar, so it'll just be available. If no avatar is passed in, we should probably not show anything. But we'll get to that when we test it. Okay. I think that's good. Scroll back down. Here we go. We'll pop our drop down right here. Avatar, player, card drop down. We're just going to pass in one property called avatar. And let's see what else is left before we can delete this. We're also going to pull the badges out to the top level because that should be provided by the API. So I had it in there as a temporary placeholder and I got rid of it. Just put it up here for now. Oh, without ESLint, it's killing me. Bloody hell. ESLint handles your code format and indentations when, you know, you can see that specific functions are nested. That helps just for the human, in this case in JavaScript, to conceptualize what's going on where. But if you copy a chunk of code and put it somewhere else, you have to go and re-indent it yourself, which can be annoying. So what was it doing? Okay, render drop down. I think we're just going to delete that. Then we can even test our drop-down component first without even trying out a new card. We'll go ahead and do that. What is data? What is it? Okay, so I just renamed avatar data. That's so annoying. Avatar equals data. Why does it give me an error? What's going on? Because it doesn't terminate. Okay, time for a reload. Probably going to have an error. It's called it undefined properties read and handle jump. That's because we have this still in there. To be expected. There's just too much code to move around without an error. Try it again. When I don't get an error, I actually get stressed out sometimes because something should be going wrong. So it looks like we have an instance of data in here somewhere. We shouldn't be using. Where are you? Give me a line number, come on. Bring up a debug panel. This is 219. Don't see a use of data. Okay, let's bust out code. Oh, it's not helpful. Let's walk down our stack trace, maybe. Nope. I tell this so often to people that are getting into programming. It's okay to be frustrated. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. You're going to be Googling all the time. And if you're not, you're missing something. Okay, let's see what we're invoking this again. Oh, I should have typed data. For goodness sake. It's still giving crap. Okay. That's why it's helpful to test one component at a time. Because if I went ahead and was testing 2, 3, 4, which I've often done to myself, you can end up in a mess. Like if I go ahead and remove this component I just created, everything should still work okay. Yep. So, and sometimes that's what it takes. You have to, at least I have to, manually just pull apart everything I just worked on. Use the powers of deduction, and you'll get there. Could be the OBS stream controls. So let's go ahead and pull those out. I think that's what's doing it to us, because I did not update that yet. It's a possibility it's not, so we'll keep going through. We're looking for an instance of data in here, literally. Maybe to the far right. Oh. Let's do a search. Not here. Let's keep going. Oh, here we go. So I have a check right here for user website. That's what was throwing us off. Fixed. It looks like handle website needs an injection. I don't think it's coded right now, but we'll pass it in anyway. All right, cross your fingers. Yay, there we go. So the component looks the exact same, but it's been refactored to be a functional component. You can still jump, you can still dance, you can still open the wardrobe inspector. You can still trigger a call. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. And then you have a stream panel. So this is what lets folks get on with me and join me in streams. You'll be seeing more of that in the coming weeks. Next, since we've got this working, we're going to replace our inspector component. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay. So it's avatar player cards. Its only expected property is avatar. We're going to essentially replace our render function with it. I don't know what it is with OBS. I have like 50 songs and it plays like the same 10. So we're essentially going to get rid of this whole area right here. Looks like I've already handled that. We're going to keep the class name the same so we don't lose our styling. And I'm essentially going to replace this entire class, but we're just first going to replace the card. So literally deleted. Beautiful. What do I have? Okay. Then we're going to oh, that's right. Okay. I'm so confused. It's like I had no return left, so I didn't know where to put my component. And then we just need to inject avatar. Go ahead that now. We're going to rename that property Doesn't make sense. I still have the class name in my clipboard, so we're gonna go up to avatar player card, pop that in there. It's right here. Cool. Coding does require a decent working memory. I also think it helps build it though. Data is not defined. Okay. So it must be in our card component because that's the one we haven't tested yet. So in here we have something referring to the old property name. Right here. See what it says? Data.clothing. We're going to place that with avatar clothing. Give it another reload. Click. Alright, cool. Now it's using the card component. It's displaying it on the wrong side of the screen and doesn't look too great, but semantically it's cleaner. So we're going to work on that right now. What we could do is add some padding. Let's also take a look at styling. Where are we? Save that. So styling is going to need some improvements. But the way this is coded is as a web app, and I kind of expect all the styles to be available at once. That's why it's all dumped in one area. Okay. Let's wrap the card. So we're going to put it in a container element, just so the card styling isn't being overridden by any of my styling. I'm about to push all of this in. Much better. There we go. It's kind of, at least it's clearer. Oh, you can't see it, but that's the component which is coded right now. I think what I'll do is keep the username on its own row, so it looks the same there. I'm gonna move the buttons next to the avatar face. I think we'll use a vertical stack for that. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we're going to look for our avatar player card drop down, which was coded about 10 minutes ago. I'm going to copy that, pull it right out of there. We're going to go up to where the avatar is. We're going to use a stack. And the direction is going to be horizontal. No, yeah, horizontal. Then any child elements I put in here are automatically essentially left aligned. So think of it as like a table column. Okay, the avatar player card drop down is in there. Then grab the avatar. Pop it in there. Give it a quick reload. There we go. A little bit better. I want to right align it though. What else do I want? I want to get rid of the weird coloration up there, so let's go do that real quick. I might just see how it looks. And the dev. Would it be hard? I might have to check what the actual class would be called and do that. Inspect. Yep, it's called class. So we'll reload, should apply that. There we go. Much nicer. I think I want it to be draggable as well. Do I? I think I do. I do want to right line this. Let's see what utility classes React Bootstrap has for that. MS Auto. And we should put a gap to get some space. Okay, let's have a look. I think in time I'm going to move over slowly to Tailwind, which is another CSS framework. It's what I use at work. I like it a lot. How do I do that thing? Okay. Good deal. Let's introduce a gap. Just essentially some spacing. There we go. So now it's right aligned over there. But you can see that. Drop down's right aligned. It's a wee bit better. Let's see. What else do I have to remove from here? Because I'm actually going to publish this change live, so I'll be able to reload in production and make sure it works with that user I was concerned about. I think it looks okay. Let me see how the badges would look if I enabled that. That's right, I have a filter on it. Quick reload. You do have hot reloading with React, although I'm using a reverse proxy, so I can have all my WebSockets and stuff, configuration match production, and at least when you're loading it this way, it does interfere with that. Okay, so that's what the badges would do. It's pretty cool. Obviously it comes off the edge there, but I should probably release this. Let's add some spacing first. Let's see, does React have empty top? I think it does. React Bootstrap, sorry. So here's some of our utility classes. Yeah, it does, it does. So we can inject a new class now. You should be avoiding inline styling. I typically do, but 50? Why is it think in here. Let's just remove all this inline stuff. That's a piece of shit. That's already made it a bit cleaner. We do need some margin on the right. Okay. So we'll do MO3 and MR3. So that's margin left and margin right. I think it equals out to 3 rem. I'm not too sure. That didn't make a difference. Whatever. We'll deal with that later. I think I'm just going to release the badges for me. So I'm going to get a staff badge. Then we're looking for function to render the badges. Should probably modify the server now. Just want to get this up. Okay. So if the avatar username equals snap, and then let's return. Oops. Oops. Sorry, not the cleanest, but gets it up there. Snapple. Index of is kind of an old method, but whatever. So index of ones. Oh, I have it backwards. Why aren't you working? Oh, because I didn't update that to use the users badges as opposed to the global badges. There we go. Got a staff badge. Fun fact, this little staff badge is from the original Kynto, which created when I was around 11 years old. It's been kind of a lifelong journey working on this thing. Used to learn all sorts of languages, even get jobs. One of the highest paying jobs I ever had. I just walked in and showed them a version of Kynto I'd coded years prior. And the guy was like, yes, we want you. I try and remind people that personal project doesn't mean it. Like, don't just view it as a personal project, because once you can demonstrate value, even if it's just you know how to do something, and the person doesn't understand that, why you would code such a thing, they can see that you can, that's enough. Okay, so we're going to commit all this code, so we're going to go ahead and list it. Everything looks good, so we're using get, staging the code changes here. You type a message. We factored most of the user inspector. That's everything. All these are other changes that I've yet to release for whatever reason. Go ahead and upload it. This just uploads it to the source control server. Then we'll. Oh, I appreciate you, Cooper. I didn't see any of your messages, buddy. Kynto should have been reading them out. Oh, it's because I muted Kynto. I did it to myself. Oh, man. I feel bad now. Folks, did some live coding here tonight. Go ahead, drop a like. If you're interested in code, that's cool. Subscribe. Likes help get some other folks on here. It can get quite popping because every single avatar is a live chatter. So even if you don't want to talk, ask questions, interact, someone else might. And, you're helping a small channel out. You get to see something a little bit weird and different grow, which it's pretty cool. YouTube thinks you would like that. Wouldn't have sent you here. Okay, so let's go to the build server.
Dukongo says, are you interested to stream with Aria, a VTuber?
Can you tell me more about the streamer? I'm more than happy to connect with anyone that's willing to give this a go. I have all custom streaming capabilities in here. It makes it really easy to let people join here, or they can rebroadcast this to their own stuff. Share camera, desktop, anything. But I appreciate you dropping by. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Okay, so I'm going to release that feature just coded.
Aria is a AI VTuber. She can co-stream with you and let you pilot.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Let me take a note.
One SDC, I'll share a link, and yes, I'll subscribe.
Very much appreciated. Yeah, I'll take a quick look while we're on here. Okay, let's trigger this build. Jenkins is a tool that makes it very helpful for me to provision code changes to deploy to production and testing. So Just makes it so I can automate everything. Well, that's building. Let's take a quick look off screen at the VTuber. Just so you know, YouTube might filter out your links, but if you drop the specific username, I can go ahead and Google it. Okay, I got you.
Arias show live on Twitch.
Is this a VTuber you came across, or are you connected with the project? This stuff's fascinating to me. This is who the chatter's talking about right here, it looks like. We're in a new era, that's for sure.
I'm connected with the project. I help outreach.
Yeah, well, definitely consider me down. I code my own streaming software here, and that's how you're talking to me. So it sounds exciting. Let me drop. I think there's a Discord link in the description. If you want to go ahead and join that, you can.
She is very funny. Check out her highlights. LOL. Very feisty.
Very, very cool. Okay, let's see. It's built. So I'm gonna go rehead, so you won't be able to hear your comments for a second. Just want to make sure this update will out.
Okay.
And then I should be able to hear you once we're back in.
Ducongo says, what's the Discord?
I'll go ahead and drop it in chat. Give me a second, but it should be in the description. There we go. It's a little bit better, kind of. All right, Discord time. So the project's called Kynto. It doesn't really have OnlyFans. I don't know why he created that. I guess because you can have projects for all sorts of random stuff. That's hilarious. Discord. Let me know if you can see the link. That's a good idea to reach out to other people that are creating stuff to do stuff with. I should be doing some more of that myself.
BRB will try to type it and join.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, we need to help each other in this streaming world.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Make sure you get in there. after you get in there, I think I'll start winding this stream down a wee bit. Gonna get to the ocean tomorrow. Have a swim. It's been a week. Perfect, you're in there. All right, I just sent you a wave. Awesome. I appreciate you dropping by. Make sure you subscribe and like the video and channel. So next time we go live, you can see this place actually pop off, because there's been a couple of times recently where a bunch of people came on that knew exactly what was coding here. And
sent a message on Discord General.
Perfect. Yeah, you'll get to see this place pop basically. And I'm working on a Twitch plugin as well, so we can join YouTube and Twitch and have the avatars powered by it. So brilliant.
I would love to see you vibe code together, grinning face with sweat, grinning face with sweat.
Yeah, that would be interesting. All right, you have a great night, and we'll be in touch, yeah? Dropping off. Happy summer solstice, everyone. Cheers.